After over half a decade of hunting locally, I was finally able to get my hands on issue number 1 of Nintendo Power Magazine. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. If you're not familiar with Nintendo Power, it's something that dates back to the year I was born, 1988. This is the first issue from July/August. It sold originally for $3.50. This first issue usually sells for anything between $50 and maybe $130 depending on condition. This one is not in mint shape, but I was just so excited to find it locally and I made a trade to get it. Nintendo Power in total has 285 issues. This is that 285th issue, and it was modeled after issue number 1. They kind of just copy and paste the idea, which looks really quite wonderful, so I do want to compare those. This one is from December 2012, so it ended roughly 5 years ago. And I also want to mention the giveaway winner for the Nintendo 64 replacement cases from RoseColoredGaming. I will announce at the end of this video. These are pretty cool. You can check them out on RoseColoredGaming if you're interested, but I will announce the winner of these at the end of the video. They're choosing 3 of the 12 that I had in my collection. So issue number 1, like I said, I found it locally. I was very excited about it. What did I trade away to get it? Well, I traded away a bunch of stuff to get several Nintendo items, including issue number 1, but generally the way I like to think the trade went, I traded away my copy, or my double, of Majora's Mask 3D with the Skull Kid figurines for the 3DS. This thing usually sells for anything between, I guess, $60 to $100 generally, and it depends where it's being sold, but in America I'd say this is usually about $65, $70 US. In mint condition, it was still factory sealed actually, so that's what I traded away to get issue number 1. I'm not sure if I was on the winning end of the trade or the losing end of that trade dollar-wise, but I felt like it was a really good trade because getting this issue is so difficult. I also want to mention that I'm thinking about starting doing a little mini-series of videos because I want to collect all 285 issues, and right now I'm roughly 30 issues away, and getting issue number 1, I had it in my mind maybe to get that last. But I happened to find it and I had to get my hands on it, and it's obviously very exciting. So let's go through what this issue is all about. Now originally this issue was going to be something that was released bi-monthly, so July and August, and for the first year there was only 6 issues I believe, and then they started to make them more frequently and eventually became a monthly thing, so there was 12 issues per year for a while. I really do like the advertising on the back. Generally, the advertisement looks pretty cool. Choose your next challenge from the most powerful library in the universe. Talk about hyperbole and going over the top just a little bit. I love the claymation here. It really does remind me of the Star Fox claymation for the Super Nintendo. Maybe that's what they were inspired to do that for this. And the main thing that they're doing on here is Super Mario Bros. 2, a 20-page spectacular, and they're also getting to Zelda, the second quest. And it does come with the poster inside as well. Baseball Roundup, over 50 tips here as well. Nintendo, the source for NES players straight from the pros. Really interesting to open this up for the first time. So as you open this up, you do have a welcome little page here from the writers of Nintendo Power Magazine. And again, this is not in mint condition, but I'll just kind of have this on screen for you to look at, to read. This is the premiere issue, and you can kind of go through what this is going to be all about. So this is kind of wonderful to have. And actually, it does also remind me of the final issue. If you're a subscriber, and I did purchase this when I got the last issue, you got a final issue thank you and farewell. So there's kind of a welcome and then a final issue thank you and farewell from both of them, which is a really nice touch from Nintendo. There was also a letter to the readers from Reggie Fils-Aimé and Chris Slate, the editor-in-chief of Nintendo Power Magazine, with the final issue. So comparing these two is really interesting. When you open this page up, it does say really big up here, 1988, July and August, and it kind of goes through everything that you'll get in this issue. Super Mario Bros. 2, Zelda, the second quest, and then it goes through baseball and a host of other games, and it also has the NES Journal, Mailbox, NES Archives, Video Spotlight, and the top 30, which I'll get to at the end of the video as well. And it does go through the staff here, and the staff throughout the years, which is interesting. I didn't really look at this before, but all the illustrators and all the staff that have worked on Nintendo Power issue number 1 anyways, that's really cool. I wonder if I recognize any of the names, but I doubt it. Maybe Howard Lincoln? I don't think so. So Super Mario Bros. 2, also known as Doki Doki Panic, is featured on this one. We do have Wart right here on the left, and that's what's featured on the front of this magazine. Mario wearing a very odd suit, it looks like. It looks a little bit different anyways, especially because his hat is blue, with Wart in the background, as opposed to Bowser and Mario that are featured on issue number 285, which most people are more familiar with. Free poster inside on the new issue of that one as well. So with issue number 1, With Super Mario Bros. 2, it's kind of cool that they go through the 4 characters here that you see, and then it goes through how to play and all the different levels and games with this. Big Boss Wart, and it talks about knowing your enemies and all the different things that you can use in the game and sort of items, in terms of items. Sports Festival. That's a really fun, interesting page actually as well. I like the star there, kind of with the blurry eyes. Blue Toad. Ready, set, go. Improve your jumping skills. 1-1. Going through. Taking shortcuts and everything like that. I'm not going to go absolutely through every page. Birdo encounters. I really like Birdo in the franchise. I really hope Birdo makes a resurgence and comes back even more. Now, the next interesting part about this is, back then, with the NES, internet wasn't around, of course, so not everyone knew that there was a second quest in The Legend of Zelda, and here it tells you how to enter another world. If you successfully fought your way through the game, but accidentally erased your name, enter Zelda when you register. It will start your second adventure right away. What's different from the first quest? The structure of the second quest is almost the same as the first quest, except for 3 geographical features. But you still have to think over your strategy because things like hidden caves in the second quest are located in different places. If you want to know the location of things in detail, check the attached map. Now, attached to issue number 1, this is detached, unfortunately. This does have a baseball poster, but more importantly, you open up the baseball poster, and inside of that is a complete strategy map of the overworld for the second quest of The Legend of Zelda. So that is really unique and interesting to have. I wish it was attached. If it was attached, it would be more valuable to me and more valuable to other collectors as well, but I'm just happy to have it at all in this issue because that's really unique and interesting. So this goes through the second quest and it talks about where things are located. It gives you an overall map as well, kind of spoilers. Don't want to go through everything. After The Legend of Zelda, we get into baseball, so just going to fly through that a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of sports games on Nintendo consoles, except for a lot of Mario sports games I really enjoy. So then this goes through some tips and tricks for different games. They really knew what they were doing back then as well. Double Dragon, a nice big page about Double Dragon, a few pages about it, with all the missions going through. After that, another wonderful game on the NES is Gauntlet. Now keep in mind, this is out in 1988, before most games that we know and love on the NES were even released. Contra was out already, however. Flipping through that pretty quickly. Jeopardy! Wheel of Fortune, some games that are on television usually. Video shorts. Really quick little ideas about a lot of different games from the NES. Pack Watch. Keep your eye on Pack Watch. Interesting. So then we have a players poll contest that you can enter. You could win a grand prize of 1 game of your choice, including Super Mario Bros. 2, or you could win 1 of 50 Nintendo Power jerseys. Look at those jerseys, looking pretty cool. Probably promoting the baseball concept. And here we do have little images of these characters, and that one, obviously, he'll come up frequently throughout Nintendo Power's history. Moving on from there, we have Journal, World News, Events, Books. They even talk about movies. Somehow Pee-wee is in here. That's absolutely weird and incredible. Then we have Mailbox, Letters to the Editor, and Nintendo actually answers some of the questions in here as well. Like, why does Howard Phillips have 300 games for the NES? Why aren't they all out yet? Because most of them weren't out at that time. NES achievements with high scores. I just want to give a shout out maybe to the first one. Actually, let's go to something really cool. Let's look at Donkey Kong. Tyrone Vias in New York got 150,700 points, and the world record for Donkey Kong, I think, is much higher than that now. I think it's over 1 million, but that's really cool that they have this. Excite Bike, Gradius, which is hard to see with that pink text, Kid Icarus, Mega Man on there. 2 people with a full max score on Mega Man, Brian and Jeff Pasicha, Arlington Heights, Illinois, with almost 10 million points in that game. Take your best shot. Video Spotlight with some video, I guess, comments on this. And here's what I was waiting for. This is the top 30. Where does your favorite game rank? Here's the combined version of Players Poll Top 30. Number 1 is The Legend of Zelda. Number 2, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Number 3, Metroid. Number 4, we have Super Mario Bros. Number 5, Kid Icarus. and then going down from there for the top 30 on this page. That's really cool. And if you're wondering how they ranked these, they show you on the next page. They have players' picks, pros' picks, and dealers' picks, and they give points to all of them, and that's how they come up with the top 30 from issue number 1. So I think it's really cool that Legend of Zelda is number 1 on this top 30 back then in 1988 for July and August. Wow, it's almost 29 years old. And then getting to the back, join us in the vast, exciting new world of Nintendo Power Magazine. Don't be left behind. Subscribe today. And then the back advertisement as well. So this is absolutely unique and wonderful to have in my possession. Issue number 1 of Nintendo Power Magazine. This thing is likely worth something like $70 probably in this condition. It does come with the poster, but it's detached. Too bad it's not actually attached to it because it would be worth more. I've been after this for 5 to 7 years probably. Be very, very patient. Most of you are wondering, as a collector, how much do I spend on items? And the most I've ever spent on something is buying the Nintendo Switch console. I've never spent more than that, and I really want to find deals, so that's why I made a trade. You let me know as a comment below. Do you think it was a good trade to trade away my factory-sealed Skull Kid Zelda Majora's Mask 3D version for issue number 1 of Nintendo Power Magazine? I will also want to announce the winner of the replacement boxes from Rose Colored Gaming. These things, you can choose your favorite 3. I had them in a previous video, so all you have to do is comment about which ones you want, and the winner of these ones is, drumroll please, Alex the Cat. Congratulations to Alex the Cat. You have won your choice of 3 of the 12 boxes that I have of these Rose Colored Gaming boxes for the Nintendo 64. So I'll comment to you, and congratulations, I'll ship them anywhere worldwide. Thank you so much for watching my video on issue number 1 of the Nintendo Power Magazine. I hope to bring you more of these as I pick up maybe several more issues of Nintendo Power, moving towards that quest for 285 issues for a full complete set. Thanks again for watching. Feel free to fill that like bucket, follow me on all the social media links in the description below the video, and remember, as always, go collect them all and keep smiling while gaming.